Shalom, how are you? Good job. Good job. It was nice to see you.
You know what? I haven't. I know the name. I've emailed about that. Except for me, I have to practice. You know what? I listen to it in the car, and I can do it with the canter, and then I can read it from two sides. But I don't do it but I can think by the second time around, I should be able to do it. There you go. The third time will be a charm, right? Thank you. Oh, she was so He was quite expressive. See if you can do it again tomorrow.
Oh, I just remembered.
Yes, yes.
Not that you remember this. Take your time.
Yeah, 2000, January 2015.
See for dad.
Whether Manny turned on the stream. In between the middle kind of days. So there will be a break in the flow. Yes, because she has some reservations. The chemo. She's my boss. She follows me because Rosie. He never comes on a Friday night. Nice treat.
Last time I started with was my closest Lisa. Yeah. Oh, no.
He got younger.
Right.
I thought that was for your that was about
This? Oh.
There you go.
Oh, no.
That would be something, all right.
You can ask Jim, but I have trouble walking.
We missed you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yay, die, 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 die. Yay, die, 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 die. Yay, die, 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 die. Yay, die, 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 die. Yay, die, 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 yay, die, die. Yay, die, 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 die. Die, 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 yay, die, 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 yay, die, 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 die. Yay, die, 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 yay, die, 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 yay, die, 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 die. Yay, die, 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 yay, die, die, die. Yay, die, 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 yay, die, 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 die. Yay, die, 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 yay, die, die, die. Yay, die, 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 die. Lichune ranina, lichune ranina, lichune ranina, Adonai. Lichune ranina, lichune ranina, lichune ranina, Adonai. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, likanafana, litodam. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, bismiro naria lo. Lichune ranina, lichune ranina, lichune ranina, Adonai. 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 Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, likan hafana, vitodam. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, likan hafana, lichune ranina, lichune ranina, lichune ranina, Adonai. Lichune ranina, lichune ranina, lichune ranina, Adonai.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. As you can see, there are special musicians on our bima, and the style in which they are playing is called Klezmer. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background on who is playing tonight and what Klezmer is all about. So these are the Hester Street Troupe -1. Jay, their regular keyboardist, has been having a family emergency this week, so Nancy graciously has offered to step in. So we wish his wife, Jay's wife, a refuah shlema, and hopefully in November, when the Hester Street Troupe is back, Jay will be with all of us. So just a little bit about Hester Street Troupe. First of all, it's hard to say, but okay. A group specializing in klezmer and Jewish entertainment has been electrifying audiences for over 30 years. And 20 years ago, they played at Nancy's daughter's bat mitzvah reception, so it's been a long time. So their extraordinary repertoire consists of klezmer, a style where the clarinet imitates the human emotions like laughing and crying, songs from the Yiddish vaudeville and Second Avenue theaters, as well as classic older and more contemporary Jewish melodies. Klezmer music is a style of music that is inherently Jewish in nature. The word klezmer comes from two Hebrew words, kle and zemer, meaning vessel of music or song. Klezmer music was a product of Eastern European Yiddish culture, which the Jewish immigrants brought with them to the United States in the 1880s. Klezmer musicians, also called klezmorim, were an informal group of musicians. Many were itinerants who went from village to village in Eastern Europe. They played traditional music, folk songs, folk dances, and solemn hymns before prayers. These musicians rarely knew how to read music. What Jews could afford music lessons, and who in the shtetl would teach them. They earned very little money and had to keep moving, seeking out country fairs, weddings, synagogue dedications, Purim festivities, etc. Although untrained in any formal sense, many were very gifted men. So superior was their playing that Polish nobles often engaged them. As characters, shabby klezmorim were familiar to all Ashkenazi Jews. They were regarded as drifters, odd types, and itinerant minstrels. They are a recurrent theme in the paintings of Marc Chagall and Chaim Gross. The Hester Street Troupe has 3 recordings. Their most recent, on 2nd Avenue, is a celebration of songs from the Yiddish vaudeville and the Lower East Side, as well as traditional klezmer melodies. Their first recording, Generation to Generation, connects you with the traditions of the Jewish experience and asks the question, who will be here and who will be the Zetas of our children? The second, Sounds of the Shtetl, is a peek at a slice of life in the old Jewish community called the Shtetl. You will hear horse hooves clopping on cobblestone streets as vendors hawk their wares and the klezmer musicians frolic in the street. This is the frolicking. He's the horsefoots, and he's the frolics. Vendors hawk their wares and the klezmer musicians frolic in the street. The troupe has performed extensively throughout the Northeast as well as in Florida, playing to standing room only audiences. This much sought-after group combines a special brand of shtick with popular Jewish songs for an explosive performance. So we welcome them, and we are thrilled that they are here. They are here through the generosity of the Atid Committee and the Zubrau and the Friedman family, so we thank them as well. So I hope you enjoy services this evening.
Thank you, Cantor. And of course, as you can see, it's going to be a service filled with spirit and movement. Normally, of course, when one enters a sanctuary, you think you have to sit still and quiet. Not tonight. As long as you are, I'm not sure bebopping is the right word to go with it, but as long as you are moving and swaying with the music, it will infuse our spirits. Well, there is much to celebrate on this, the opening Shabbat, literally, of our year, as we are preparing to say goodbye to one year, 5777, and we'll welcome a new year, 5778, in just a few weeks. And so we're always glad when the Shabbat is enhanced by young people who are continuing to take their place as the new generation to take us into the future. So I know that many eyes have been glued to what is happening in the news. And of course, as we come together tonight, our hearts and prayers are with all of those who have endured or who are about to endure another difficult time through the ravages of Mother Nature. So please allow me to begin with this special prayer. Avinu Shebashamayim, God and God of our ancestors, God of nature and all that you have created are truly beautiful, and many times we take these creations and wonders for granted. Teach us to cherish all of your gifts. Try as we might, we know that we cannot control the oceans, the mountains, nor the weather. We also firmly believe that ever since the time of Noah, you do not send floods, make the earth shake, or dispatch weather formations such as hurricanes as warnings or punishments. And so we ask that as this hurricane approaches land and approaches our brothers and sisters once again, that your shelter and all who may be within its path will protect them. Watch over everyone, their loved ones, their friends, their fellow people, many of whom are preparing and have already evacuated. Guard them as they prepare perhaps to leave their homes for a second time. Give them strength, courage, and resolve to ride out this storm. Answer their prayers and ours, and please spare them from harm. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sheko ugivrato malei olam. Blessed are you, O source of life and nature, whose awesome power and strength fill our world and inspire us to be strong in the face of all of life's difficulties. And let us say amen, amen, as we will, all of us, I hope, be prepared to help those who will need us in the weeks and months yet to come. Well, now it is time to welcome Shabbat officially, not only in song, but with light and blessing. And the honor goes to our B'nai Mitzvah and their families. Well, tomorrow morning, Aaron Opel will become a bar mitzvah. So Aaron, why don't you come up with your family now, your parents and your two brothers. And tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock in our afternoon service, Rebecca Shell will be called to the Torah as a bat mitzvah. So Rebecca, come bring your folks and your sister. We are on page 120 if you'd like to follow along with the candle lighting and then the kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivonu li'ad likner shel Shabbat.
And we are on page 123 for the kiddush. If each of you would hold up the cups. And here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho v'yahava u'ratzoni lanu zikaron l'maaseh bereishit ki hu yom tekilah l'mirei kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim
Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon inchaltanu
Baruch atah Adonai
Mekadesh Hashamayim.
Our Shabbat service continues with the chanting of the Chadodi, page 138.
Hatala, Bibli Shabbat Mikarila, Lecha Lecha שמור וזכור בדיבורכן, השמיענו אלוהיכן, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, נשמות יפרד וליתילה לה 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 לה, לכדותי לקראת לקטנה, ונפני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת לקטנה, ונפני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכוון אלך, כי היא מקור הברכה, בירוש מקדם ניסוחם, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לה 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 לה, לך דודי לקראת לקטנה, ונפני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת לקטנה, ונפני שבת נקבלה.
Verse 5.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורי וביורי, אורי יורי שתברי, כי כבוד אדוני עלי, תגלה לך דודי, תגלה לקטנה, ונפני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, תגלה לקטנה, ונפני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise as we face the doors and welcome traditionally the Shabbos Queen.
בואי ושלום עצרת עליי, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תכנני עם סגולה.
Well, we're going to remain standing. We turn to page 144, and I hope that all of you have a prayer book. It is known as the Mishkan Tefillah. They've all been put in place so they face you, and you can open up page 144 for the Chatzi Kaddish, followed by the Baruch Hu and the Shema.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה יברח ירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמירה במבורך לעולם ולעולם ויעלמיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלם, שמית קדושה בריחו לאל מן כל חטא ושירתה, תשפכתה ותנחמתה, תמירן ביעלמה ויאמרו אמן.
Page 146.
Baruchu et Adonai, Amivorach, Baruch Adonai, Amivorach, Amivorach, Leolam Va'ed, Amivorach, Amivorach, Leolam Va'ed.
We continue with Ahavat Olam, page 150.
Ahavat Olam, Yisrael, Amcha Avta. Torah u'mitzvot, chokim u'mishpatim, otanu limadita. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shachmeinu uv'kumeinu na'asiyach v'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגי יומם הלילה נגי יומם הלילה ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל אוהב עמו ישראל.
Page 152, Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
And you may all be seated.
We continue chanting with V'ahavta. Please join me.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך וכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ומשכבך ובקומך ונשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתב Atam, al mezuzot beitecha v'ish'arecha, leman tizkiru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim v'yod lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 157, we're going to read the English responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Continue with Hashkivenu, page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu li shalom v'hamidinu shomrinu v'chayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu li shalom v'hamidinu shomrinu v'chayim. Ushmor zitinu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu li shalom v'hamidinu shomrinu v'chayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu li shalom v'hamidinu shomrinu v'chayim.
We change the tempo again. Vishamru, page 162.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat b'doratam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יופי טופי.
We're going to continue now with tefillah. We turn to page 164, and I'd ask everyone to rise, please. Page 166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, וזוכר חסרי אבות ואימהות, ומבין גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבם, בכל זכר מושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחייך כל הצרות להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ובתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, אישי עפר, בכמוך בעל גבורות, ומיתו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
And you may all be seated. We're going to continue with our prayer of thanksgiving on page 177 as we read together. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer our thanks. Baruch atah Adonai,
Hatov Shimcha Ulecha Na'eh Lahodot.
מודים אנחנו לך, שטהו אדוני אלוהינו, ואלוהי אבותינו, ואימותינו לעולם סור חיינו מגן אישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. סור חיינו מגן אישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור.
Please join us in Shalom Rav, page 178.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Ki ata melech adon lechol Har Shalom. Ki ata melech adon lechol Har Shalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. V'tov beinecha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה. shlomecha. Shalom Ra'al al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Ra'al al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
Whatever it is that brings you here this Shabbat, whether the joy of the music, the simcha of a bar or bat mitzvah, the recognition or celebration of a new member of the family, a birth, or just here to support one's friends and looking forward to a really good time. There are others who are here still to remember loved ones who died at this season, and others still who pray for those who need extra healing. And then there are all of us who think of family and friends who may be in harm's way and pray for their safety and well-being. And all of us are part of one humanity that certainly hopes for a more peaceful world and a better life for so many who have so little when we have so much. So this Shabbat, just 2 weeks before we welcome a brand new year, is a perfect time to pause for our own private thoughts and meditations, not only for our own hopes and dreams, but for the ways in which we can help to make this world a little bit better in the year to come. We pause for a few moments.
Shalom Imrama, Shalom Aleinu, V'Yalkut Yisrael, V'Imru Amen. Oh, say Shalom Imrama. Shalom Aleinu, V'Yalkut Yisrael, V'Imru Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'Yalkut Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu, Ya'alkol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu. Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'Amo Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
And knowing that there are so many who look for extra prayers of healing, including those who may be with us this Shabbat over our live webcast. And I do draw your attention to it because it is a brand new system. You can even watch us on YouTube now. So please be sure, wave hello, who's ever there. We're happy to have them, and Shabbat Shalom. And special prayers for those who may need them. So if there's someone you're thinking about and you'd like to share their name now, please feel free to share their name aloud or within your hearts.
Dina Zweifach.
Well, for all those known and unknown to us, we pray that God will give them the blessing of healing, or at the very least, the bravery to endure their challenges.
Please join us in Misha Berach. If you need the words, they're on page 371.
Before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Well, as our nation has endured Harvey and is awaiting the arrival of Irma, Jewish tradition tells us that one should always look for perhaps a smile even in the middle of disaster. And so I wanted to share with you just a little information about how hurricanes get their names, and then introduce you to a different Harvey and Irma, who have spent 75 years of wedded bliss together. Harvey is now 104. Irma is now 93. They live in Spokane, Washington, and never in their wildest dreams did they ever think they'd live to see 2 hurricanes named after them. And so indeed, does anyone know how hurricanes get their names? Well, the lists were actually established for the first time in 1979 to include both men and women. There are 6 distinct lists of names which are rotated each and every year. They are kept and revised and kept and used again. Now, Harvey was first used in 1981, and it's been used 6 times since then. But you need to know it will never be used again, because names of hurricanes which are so destructive and cause the death of many, their names are retired. And so, not only are we anticipating that Harvey's name will be retired, but so too will Irma's. The name of Harvey was due to be used again in 2023. But it is our hope that storms that will bear names will indeed be used over and over again, because it means that they will not have been destructive nor cause the loss of life. Well, Harvey and Irma Schluter have endured much in life over these 75 years, and they pray that they live to see safety and well-being, never to hear their names commingled again, only when they celebrate an anniversary. So we wish them continued good luck and happiness in their lives, and certainly hope that the Harvey and Irma that we've come to know will quickly disappear from our hearts and memories. We are going to continue now with the Aleinu. We're on page 586. It's always a pleasure to welcome forward our B'nai Mitzvah. So if Aaron and Rebecca leave your prayer books, come on up and open the ark doors. And I'm going to ask everyone to rise, please.
Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצאי בראשית, שלא עשנו באיי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמעו
I do ask that we please remain standing, for at this time we always remember those who are no longer physically present with us, but who are very much alive in our hearts and our memories. On this Shabbat, we are commemorating the Yortzites, the anniversaries of those who died at this season in years past, as we remember Roy G. Beck, Deanna Ben-Olil, Sanford Berman, Elaine Berman, Saul Besserman, Paul Bornstein, Harriet Fieger Chelnick, Irving Cohen, Frank Coleman, Henry Ralph Danielson, Myrna Drake, Marion Hom, Denise Hertzberg, Leroy Jacobs, Harold Liebeskin, Jack Marcus, Jonathan Ostroff, Samuel Schwartzstein, Louise Sohm, Elizabeth Turner, Marta Ugalde, and Mildred Weinstein. We remember one who has been taken from our midst in recent days, Shirley Bryce, mother of Bonnie Kaufman. And of course, we remember all those who have lost their lives due to Mother Nature, both the hurricanes and the terrible earthquake that took place today in Mexico. And it is hard to imagine that 45 years ago, there was an Olympic Games taking place over this week. It was the Munich Games in Munich, Germany. And while there were many wonderful feats of miraculous winning, what the Munich Olympics will always be remembered for or the 11 Israeli athletes and coaches who were murdered in a terrorist attack in Olympic Village. And so on this, the 45th anniversary of their deaths, we add them to our Kaddish list. Together with all those of the American Armed Forces and the Israel Defense Forces, together we turn to page 598 to recite the Kaddish prayer. Yitgadal
v'yitkadash
Shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrak kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam amei amaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei Kedusha B'rechu le'olam nimkol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba mim Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We pray that the source of peace will send peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us, as we all say.
Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Well, there are times of the years when we barely have any announcements to make, and then there's a Shabbat like this, which there is so much information to provide that not only will we tell you about some of it, but we will encourage you to please go to our Temple Har Shalom website daily for the updates of all that is happening. It is a pleasure to welcome our president, Stephanie Green, to share some upcoming events and announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome. Glad to have you here tonight as we had such a wonderful Shabbat. We, of course, thank the Hester Street Troupe and Nancy Jaime Cohen for subbing for their missing partner, and we were grateful. It was beautiful. Thank you, Cantor. Want to, of course, say Mazel Tov to our two families, who I'm sure tomorrow will be a glorious day, so congratulations a day early. Please, as Rabbi said, check our website. But first and foremost, please don't forget if you are part of our congregation to register for High Holy Day tickets. Please go to our temple website, just click on the link and follow directions. Security is very important. Having your ticket for Shabbat makes us a more secure congregation, so we appreciate it. This Sunday, if you are a member of our religious school, is our opening day. Sunday school begins at 9 a.m. And again, we've had a few parents who are like, oh, I forgot to register. So if you're one of those, please register. And of course, come with your child. There's a parent program from 9 to 9:25-ish. At 9:30, we invite everybody, if you're not too tired from celebrating, and particularly if you're here to celebrate with our two families, to join us at 9:30. We have a wonderful symposium led by Stand With Us on Israel and United Nations. It begins at 9:30 with a nosh, and the symposium starts at 9:45 and ends promptly at 11 for those of you who have children in religious school. In addition, you see a beautiful basket up here. We are doing our challah bake for the High Holy Days. Please again see our website. Need to feed challah is delicious. You need your round ones for the High Holy Days. And if you don't order by Monday, we cannot fulfill your order. So please make sure you put that in on our website as well. The High Holy Days, as Rabbi mentioned, begin in truth next Saturday night, the 16th, with our Slichot services. On Slichot, we will have, it's always a moving service and it allows us time to start preparing for the new year. We're also going to be dedicating all of our new yahrzeit plaques for those loved ones lost by members of our congregation during the past year. We urge you to join us. Couple other quick things. Sunday, the 17th, as ahead, Sisterhood is having their opening brunch. We'd love for any woman of our congregation or in the community to come and join us. And also, we are having a social
way far in advance on October the 26th. It's a Thursday night. It's a comedy night. So again, there's information on our website. It is open. We'd love to have you join us for a night of comedy on Thursday the 26th from 7 to 10. So I know that's projecting out. Till then, I look forward to seeing you all at the Oneg Shabbat, and I wish everyone a beautiful Shabbat Shalom.
I just want to add to the thanks to Alan and to Jim and to Nancy. It takes tremendously talented individuals to just come together, especially when they haven't worked together in the past, to just pull off a service like that. So I thank all three of you for being here. And one is an Adon Olam, if you'd like to follow along and sing along, because it is very repetitive. It's page 625 in your Sidurim, 625. And then we were going to close with a Yiddish piece as well. So please join me, 625.
Adon Olam Asher Mala, B'terem kol Yitzini Ra, Yihita Asa, B'chetzo kol, Azai Melech Shemo Yikram, V'yacharei Yiflot HaKol, B'vado Yiflot Nura, V'hu Haya, V'hu Ovem, V'hu Adon Olam Asher Mala, B'terem kol Yitzini Ra, Yihita Asa, B'chetzo kol, Azai Melech V'hu echad, V'yin sheni Sham Shilo, V'hafira, V'li reshit, V'li tachtit, V'lo ha'ziham V'sram. Adon Olam Asher Mala, B'terem kol Yitzini Ra, Yihita Asa, B'chetzo kol, Azai Melech Shemo Yikram, V'hu v'chai go'alim, V'tzorucheh v'vizorah, V'hu nisi u'manusi, Minat kusi b'yom ekram. Adon Olam Asher Mala, B'terem kol Yitzini Ra, Yihita Asa, B'chetzo kol, Azai Melech Shemo Yikram, V'yadu akidruchim, V'yidisha v'ayram, V'yimruchi giviyati, Adonai v'lo yiram. Adon Olam Asher Mala, B'terem kol Yitzini Ra, Yihita Asa, B'chetzo kol, Azai Melech Shemo
Our final song is Ala Breeder. It's on the back of your yellow handouts if you'd like to join along, or if you know it. There's very simple oy-oy-oys in there, so you can join in the oy-oy-oys and just join me.
Wir seien alle Brüder, oi, oi, alle Brüder, und wir singen fröhliche Lieder, oi, oi, oi. Und wir halten sie für keinem, oi, oi, sich für keinem, als ich es nicht weiter bei keinem, oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 Und wir seien alle Schwester, oi, oi, alle Schwester, wie Sora, Rivka, Ruth und Hester, oi, oi, oi. Und wir seien alle einig, oi, oi, alle wenig, sie, wir seien viel wenig, oi, 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 oi,
Thank you so much. What an amazing treat. Please come join the musicians, cantor, and all of us for Onei Shabbat. Say Mazel Tov to our B'nai Mitzvah, and come enjoy the sweetness we offer together. We say,
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
come on up and help them pull it apart. Let's go.
Aaron's friends, Rebecca's friends, come on up, guys. You can get up the Yisachala first. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Oh, my
Thank you. Okay.